Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hi,
it
y'all.
is a beautiful, beautiful day here in Orlando, Florida. And when I say beautiful, I mean it's like 81 degrees. It's November the 8th. It's snowing in other parts of the country, but here it is not. My name is Jeff. I'm sitting here with my good buddy and fellow singer, Mr. Earl Elkins Jr. Yay!
Thank you very much.
So welcome to episode 4 of the VoicePlay AMA podcast. Thanks for listening. And there was I put out the call to action, like, hey y'all, got any questions? And everybody jumped right in there. So I think that we'll do the same. Earl's got his Diet Mountain Dew in hand.
Trusted Diet Mountain Dew.
I had coffee this morning already, but I ran out of hot coffee, so now I'm having it's like off-brand cold brew, and it was astringent to say the least. So I had to stick some heavy cream in there. Much better this way.
I bought my own little brew maker to do cold brew. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a half gallon of that in the fridge.
You got all the things.
I got toys.
Did you get that at Best Buy too?
No, that was actually at Aldi.
Aldi.
It was on clearance.
My
it was
neighbor
15
loves
bucks.
Aldi. Yeah, I actually love Aldi too. I don't think that's one of the questions though. We should.
But I answered it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Earl, how do you make cold brew? Well, you know. Okay, so we're gonna start right here with Jessica Kelly. She says, "Hey boys,
Hey.
When and how did you both meet?" And I think she's speaking directly to us because it's just the two of us sitting here. So how did we meet? Now, there's a story going around about how you and Lane met.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've told that story before.
Oh, okay.
So the story goes something about
We were in
Twinkie or
gym class
something.
together. He was at the vending machine. I went behind him and said, "Hey, what you got there?" He had zingers. I said, "Can I have one?" I was bigger than him at the time, so he said, "Okay, here you go." Lane at that point was what? 5'4", 5'5"?
Maybe 92
92
pounds,
pounds,
soaking wet. He was just a little bitty fella, and then he just rocketed up, put on all the weight and all the height. Yeah, so that was like what did you say, like middle school sometime?
That was actually 9th grade.
That was 9th grade. I thought it was in middle
I had
school.
met you guys, but we didn't really interact because I was in band and you were in chorus.
That's right, you were a band guy. Yeah. And I think I actually met you through Lane. I feel like, or maybe we had like gym class together or something.
Maybe we had gym class in middle school. I think I can't remember.
I feel like maybe we did. I remember Earl had a haircut. He had everything kind of like it is now.
It
right?
is, yeah.
Everything shaved on the sides all the way around, with like a 4 or 5 inch strip of hair on the top of his head, but it was super freaking long. It was like a skater boy cut.
100%,
basically.
yeah.
Or like a surfer cut.
Shakespeare is what I call it because
The
it's
Shakespeare.
curl at the end.
Oh yeah. But he's
Yeah.
got the curliest hair in all the world, so it was a little like a head of cauliflower or something.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Had to
Yeah,
put it
you
up
and
in
Lane have similar hair in that way.
I know. It's that kind of hair.
Your hair brothers, for sure. So that was Jessica. So that's kind of how we met. And then we had choir class together after Earl gave up on band because band is for geeks.
Well, Earl wanted to play football too, so
Oh, did you? Oh, that's right.
Wouldn't have really
Yeah.
worked, you know.
No, you can't be in the band. And
I mean, you can. It's just you get no rest.
how would you do that?
You leave your football uniform on, you leave all your gear on, and just go out there and play, and then never leave the field, I guess.
Nope. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. Rochelle asks, any more part work of the two of you coming soon? Death of a Bachelor was amazing. Thank you. And I don't know. We were going through, when we started part work, we were going through that transition where Tony was kind of working his way out, so we had to figure out a way to keep
putting out content.
Yeah. So that's kind of where part work came from. And now that we've had a solid group for quite some time, people like to see all 5 of us together. Not to say that we wouldn't do that again, if there's enough interest, but I don't know that there's a real strong reason to do something just the two of us.
I mean, unless everybody was just super busy and couldn't get together to do something.
Yeah,
And that does
but like
happen.
Lane's like a way better drummer than I am, and like Jay's a way better baritone than I am, and and why make Earl sing all 3 parts if he doesn't have to? And if I don't have to drum,
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, we just sound better with the 5 of us, I think. But not to say that we won't, because never say never. But there's no plans for it at the moment, right? Good question, Rochelle. Let's see here. Let's skip around. Michael Bates from Patreon asks, Earl, what made you decide to grow your beard? I actually want to know this question too.
It's funny. I started growing it out while we were on the second sing-off tour, just like right at the end. Like I just got lazy and didn't want to shave.
You and Ellie both.
Yeah, we both, just being an entertainer, a lot of times especially working at parks, you don't get a chance to actually grow facial hair, and I had never let my face grow for any more than I think a week. So it was always stubble. And then when I actually got the time, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually coming in pretty thick. That looks nice. All right. And wouldn't you know it, right after that, I got a call from Disney to come back. So I had to shave it all off again. And then once I decided we weren't doing the Disney thing anymore, I was like, okay, let's let it grow.
Let's see how big it gets.
Let's see what it would do. And then within a month, it was like real man beard. I was like, holy cow. Okay. Well,
yeah. And what's funny is like I don't like Lane was like the low key champion for you to grow that beard. He was like you gotta do it. You gotta do it. I don't know why Lane's got a beard thing. It's a good tie-in. Somebody did ask, and I can't find the question who it was, but somebody did ask what it's like to perform at the theme parks. So Earl, as a segue right from that last question, before the glorious beard, what was it like to perform at the theme parks? I think you and I are uniquely situated to answer this question because we both spent we did life sentences.
Life sentences. Yeah. Better part of, what did you do? The better part of 10 years? Mm-hmm. And the better part of 8.5, almost 9 years. Yeah, I found it tough because for me, it was a situation where I would, as a performer, you want everything to be as regimented as possible. You want to be able to go in every day, do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And it never happened. You had sound guys changing all the time, costumers changing all the time. So you never knew what you were going to get on any particular day, and you couldn't get into any real rhythm.
Yes.
That's what I found.
That is a for sure challenge. It's interesting that you said that because I always found the hardest part of the job. Okay, so Earl was Crush at Finding Nemo the Musical at Animal Kingdom for years and years and years. Super high singing turtle, and I did a couple things, but the thing I did mostly was Frankenstein out at Universal Studios. I was a rock and roll singing Frankenstein for about it felt like a lifetime, but it was probably just like about the same amount of time, maybe like 8 or 9 years. And the hardest part I found was performing in the heat. Okay. Because it would be like rubber head, gloves, vinyl jackets, leather pants, just like that was a nightmare. Secondly, it's the monotony of it, because it is the same thing over and over and over and over again. You'd have show directors coming out and be like, hey, you didn't hit that mark exactly the same way you did the previous 20 times you did the show, so here's a note for you, make sure you hit that. And it's just like, dude, really? Come on. But yeah, so yes, but also having different sound engineers, different lighting techs, different costumers coming in all the time and screwing with it's your job. Yeah. You're clocking in. Like, let me just do my job, please.
It wasn't even like a day-to-day changeover. It's like show-to-show changeover.
Correct.
It's like, wow, that first show this morning was great. And then you come out for the second one, you're like,
why did everything change? Why? Yeah, so it can be really fun. Obviously, people that are the audiences are like, they're having most of the time are having an awesome time. They've saved up for years and years to come to Orlando and enjoy the theme parks, and that's like the highlight.
Of course,
when the show is great and people respond to it, that's what you're going for. But every other part of it, after a certain amount of time, it just becomes a job like everything else.
Every morning is like ripping off a Band-Aid all over again.
It's like, Groundhog Day. But whoever asked that question, I'm sorry I can't find your name, but thank you for asking it, because that's a fun question. Martha, question for Earl. What is your favorite song of all time, and when did you start singing?
Favorite song of all time?
I don't have a pop screen.
Oh, my favorite song of all time.
There's no wrong answer, except for all the wrong answers.
Every song that everybody else doesn't like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, it's probably "Open Arms" by Journey.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love that tune. That was the song that put them on the map. And when did I start singing? Oh, in all honesty, my mom tells a story that I was actually singing before I could form coherent sentences. Like
Yes.
I couldn't actually like.
I'm not aware that you still can.
I still
form
can't. I
coherent
couldn't. I
sentences.
couldn't have a conversation with somebody, but for some reason I knew the words to country songs that I heard on the radio all the time. So my mom would have me go sing for the neighbors.
Earl is for sure like country boy through and through. If you didn't know, now you do. Yeah. So Earl's been singing for a long time, and then you toured with the.
Toured with the Orlando Deanery Boys Choir
That's right.
for, gosh, from the time I was, I think, 9 until after my voice changed. I was 15 years old, still touring with them.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were that old. Mm-hmm. Damn. Linnea, she had a lot of questions. So Linnea asks, there's like a whole paragraph here. I'm going to just pick the part that pertains to that last part. So, have you always sung bass and tenor one? So I'm assuming that's for me and you. And if not, what did you used to sing? Did you used to sing in a different part or range? So have you always sung bass or tenor one? The answer is no.
No, for either of us.
Yeah. I mean, both of us sang soprano
Oh, yeah.
forever.
Well, when you're a kid,
little.
your voice hasn't changed.
And then once we got into high school, started singing together, I don't even know that you knew you were a tenor one.
I knew I was a tenor 1. I never got to actually stretch the range.
Right. Because
That's all it
choral
was.
music isn't
No.
really written, because they got the girls in there to sing all the high parts.
Yep.
So you're never really pushed.
You sing a G, you sing an A, and that's about it.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
were never
okay.
pushed to your potential.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
And Earl, I don't know if you know, but Earl's also the loudest singer on planet Earth. So you will hear him over an entire choir. As far as when we got into high school, I was still singing.
You're still singing
Like
tenor.
I kind of had a bass range, but they needed tenors.
Yeah.
And I think Jay has the same story. He was like, "Oh, we need tenors. Can you sing tenor?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can sing tenor." I didn't enjoy singing tenor, but I did it. And then I think my sophomore or
It was just
junior
sophomore year.
year,
Sophomore year, you definitely
switched to
started.
singing baritone bass, and then that was kind of it. Yeah, and then Earl's just kind of always been tenor since forever.
Yeah.
That I can remember. But yeah, so there you go. Oh, there it was. Kendra Switzer asked the question about the theme parks. Thank you, Kendra. This is a fun vocal range question to go into. I know. Wake up. To go into our to come out of that last part. So Cole from YouTube asks, Jeff, your subharmonics are amazing. How do you get them to sound so good? And Earl, your high notes are also amazing. But how low can you go?
Gosh.
Boy.
How low can I go?
How low can you go? Now, that's a trick question because Earl has tricks as well, just like I have tricks. And just to answer the first part of your question, thank you for saying the subharmonics are amazing. How to get them to sound so good? Lots of practice. And when I'm in the studio, I can do take after take after take after take until I get the one that sounds just the way I want it. And then I send it over to our audio engineer who does all of our mixes, and he makes it sound even better because he has all the
He has
gear.
the Jeff
and-
setting.
Yeah, he goes, I have the good bass setting, and he hits that setting, and then it's like magic. Yeah, so lots of practice and, hire the right people. And then as far as Earl, how low can you go? I should pull up a keyboard and we'll find out.
I don't know if I can do it. Oh, you have a keyboard?
You get a pitch pipe right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if that works.
That's a C sharp.
C
So
can you hit a
I
C
don't-
sharp in
let's
full
see.
voice? Oh my God.
So it's giddy up, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, mow, mow.
So kind of.
Groggle, groggle, groggle.
It's a little froggy this
Yeah.
morning.
Well, it would always
Yeah.
be a little froggy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lowest that I've sang and it's been real super clean like that is when I get sick. I'll get a D sharp or an E right above that.
But that's not a
That's
good.
like super strong.
You don't
but
want
no,
your
it's
tenor
just
one
you
to
can
be
just
singing
hear it
C
going.
sharps or Ds.
You can hear my chords going.
Yeah. I think the lowest thing that I would have Earl sing as a tenor one, I wouldn't write you below like a G below middle C. I just wouldn't do it because like Jay and Ellie have that note so comfortably, and even Ellie, he gets a little thin down there. But Jay is like, he's got.
Well,
he's really a bass.
Jay's a bass.
He's a bass, yeah. So yeah. So there you go. Nancy. Well, if you're feeling Nancy, then there's nothing much to do. She feels like the podcast questions are too personal. I don't really know why you made that comment, but I don't think you're. Maybe you've got more personal questions that you want to ask us that you haven't asked. But feel free.
Don't be shy.
We're not afraid. We can take it. How do you find the time to do everything? You guys. How do you find the time to do everything? You guys have such busy lives, and we're so grateful for everything you do for us. Love you. Bye. Wow, thank you. How do we find the time to do everything? This is what we do.
Jeff has a machine in his house.
This is our full-time job. So if you extrapolate that to your full-time job, and you have as much time as you. Well, honestly, the true answer is that we don't get it all done.
Mm-mm.
We have lots of things that don't ever get finished, or things that get started and get stopped. But we have a lot of help. Like my wife, Kathy, works for us. She's downstairs right now.
That's the machine I was talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's downstairs plugging away on stuff. And we have agents and graphic designers on occasion, and video editors on occasion, audio engineers I just mentioned. So, yeah, we're the five of us are the creative force behind the group. Pop that P. But then as far as like logistical stuff and getting things done, we have as much help as we need, and we could probably use some more is the truth. So it is hard, but we do the best we can. So thank you for saying so, Nancy.
What are you gonna do?
Thank you. I'm gonna do the best I can. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's see here. Julie Hobson says, how does someone go about getting you to come to their town or state? Would you consider coming all the way out to Utah? Yeah.
We would and have.
We have. We played in... okay, so first of all, how do you get somebody to come out to their state? How do we do that?
Well, you go to our website and our contact section.
Uh-huh.
And you contact us through there.
Go on.
Which would be email@thevoiceplay.com.
And then... Well, that's really not... I mean, you could ask.
That's the interest. That's where the interest comes from.
Yeah.
But that interest needs to come from a venue.
Right, and that's the trick. So, because we have a lot of we see that a lot too from people that are out of the country, come to Australia, come to the UK, tour Europe, Russia. We get all that, and we would love to do all of it. Of that. However, it is obviously expensive. We travel with the five of us and a sound guy, sometimes somebody else as well to help with production, and we're always flying wherever we go. And so there's tickets and hotels and ground transportation. And so what has to happen is that we need a promoter or a venue, somebody who buys for venues, to see us and know us and like us and then pay for us to come out. And how that works on the back end is anybody's guess. Sometimes we get a flat fee for an appearance. Sometimes we get a flat fee plus a percentage of ticket sales. It doesn't always work like that, but it can. And so really what it comes down to, nuts and bolts of it, is unfortunately, like so many other things, money. Because if we were just to get in the car and drive and go to all the venues and all the places that people wanted us to go, we would starve to death. is the truth. As sad as that sounds, because there just isn't, like, we're known.
Yeah.
But it's once you book a show somewhere, unless their promotion department is doing their job and there's a real, honest to goodness built-in audience, people don't know that we're there. How many times have we played somewhere? And just like, I didn't know you were there. I
missed it. What happened? Why didn't you tell me?
I'm like, dude, sign up for our email list to get on Facebook. All our shows are posted, on the website. You just gotta. It's tough.
You gotta get the subscribe button on.
Yeah,
you gotta have it to send you notifications.
There's like legitimately over 1 million people who follow us, 1.5 million, I think, who follow us across social media, and people still don't know when we're doing shows. It makes me scratch my head sometimes. But there's a lot out there. There's a lot of noise on the internet.
Oh yeah.
And so if you're not filtering out that stuff, you won't get to the good stuff, which I think is everybody's problem.
Get rid of the tasty videos and just focus on VoicePlay.
Just get rid of everything and just have VoicePlay in your
go.
Instagram feed and your Facebook feed, and then you'll be happy. That's not true. I can't guarantee that. And then I have a question for you after we're done here. So, Madeline Jensen asks, if y'all could choose anyone to perform with, who would that person be and why? First of all, I appreciate the fact that you use the term y'all. Thank you. So who would that be, Earl?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Really? Now, okay, dead or alive? Anybody at all?
Oh no, I didn't know. Yeah, still Stevie Wonder.
Still Stevie Wonder? Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, even at this age, like watching the man just give everything he's got, gives me tingles. It gives me tingles.
Gives me the tingles. Yeah, he's amazing. Not only a great performer, but a great songwriter and a great player.
Yeah.
And his harmonica skills are next level. You always know when it's Stevie playing the harp, like always. Good answer. That's a tough one. I'm gonna say, is it Prince? I don't know. Prince would be mind blowing. Kurt Cobain.
That would be cool.
Another one. All my guys are dead, unfortunately. Kurt Cobain would just be amazing because he was such a influence on my younger version of me.
I don't know. Your older version is starting to slowly morph into it.
So, yeah, a little bit.
The hair and the sweaters.
Yeah. Kurt Cobain that'd be a fun one. I loved his songwriting and I always wanted a voice like Kurt's.
Oh.
Always. I love that Chris Cornell, Kurt Cobain, that
texture.
Always wanted to be a screaming high tenor.
Swallowed a bag of razor blades.
Never gonna work.
What that sounds like.
I know. Amazing. All right, final question for Earl. That's my question for you. All right, here we go. So the Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew.
Please explain.
Okay, Diet Mountain Dew. I'm from Virginia.
We won't hold that against you.
Oh, well, you shouldn't. You're from there, too.
Damn it.
In Virginia and in West Virginia, this is the drink of choice, not Diet Mountain Dew.
What?
Mountain Dew is.
Mountain Dew.
And do you know why it's called Mountain Dew?
No.
What they when they advertised this, that it was meant to be drunk with whiskey. They wanted you to pour a shot of whiskey in it.
Are you serious?
I promise you.
How have I never heard this story?
You'll figure it out. I'll find it for you. This is what they used to do. Diet Mountain Dew, because that's all my dad drank was Mountain Dew. So as a kid growing up, drinking Mountain Dew, taking a swig off of his pop, pop, not soda, pop. And I went to visit my dad one summer after we were out of school, and he changed to Diet Mountain Dew. I was like, okay. And I drank that, and I was like, oh, that's really good. But it took like 3 years for them to get it in Florida.
Really?
Yeah. And I've gotten so used to the taste of this now that even to drink a regular soda, it tastes like my teeth are, like I have to scratch my teeth.
Ugh.
It's just weird. It's also a little bit easier to get down than water first thing in the morning. Because it feels like I'm drinking something.
Yeah, it takes all the acid and the bubbles just eat away at
everything that's coating all the way down.
Yeah. It is a pretty good tasting soda, and the other guys have really jumped on board your Diet Mountain Dew train.
Well, it's a quick way to get the caffeine in without giving you the tummy rumbles.
Now, does that have in fact more caffeine than say a Diet Coke or something like that?
No, I think they're all pretty much. It might be a little bit higher.
That's all to say.
I think it might have. A standard cup of coffee is what, like 200 milligrams of caffeine?
I don't know.
I think this might be 180 or 190.
If only there was like a thing that we could ask to find out.
Hey, goo goo.
hey, goo goo. Yeah. So you never see Earl without a Diet Mountain Dew, ever?
Oh no,
he's always got one. They're usually like just off camera in the video shoots.
Well,
sometimes they're on.
You
camera.
made me stop hiding them on camera.
Yeah. Sometimes they're there. So yeah. I think that'll wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for all the great questions. We had an awesome time. I wonder how long this is. Probably
47 minutes.
No. Thousands of hours later. So thank you once again. Stay tuned for some more stuff coming your way on the soons. Thank you for listening. And thanks for all of your support. Earl, do you want to say anything else before we wrap it up?
We couldn't do it without you.
We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you, guys.
There's a little ASMR for you right there. Just let your ears get tingled.
If you listen closely, you can hear the sound of my beard.
Thanks, y'all. We'll see you later.
Bye.